Yo, what's going on? I'm your boy, Young Patriarch,
Here's DaMano right here.
and welcome to the Kingdom Angle, man. Yo, DaMano, bro, what's going on with you, man? How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm just at this point just trying to stay ahead of the game as far as this information that's coming out about this whole attempt to assassinate Trump. Yeah, it's mind-boggling, but at the same time, just praying and staying close to God, staying close to the Lord, to the Father's heart. You know, um, I'm just grateful that he's still alive, and at the same time, it's like, man, there's been so much uh, prophetic utterance about Trump, and to literally just witness that, and it grazes it like he was turning like this, bro, and as soon as he went like that, that's when it went grazed his ear. But if he would have stayed like that, it would have got the back, like it would have went through his head.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just grateful that he's still alive, and I just want to stay ahead of the game right now. We got a lot of information that we're going to share with you guys here in a minute, and yeah. So how did you find out about it, bro?
TikTok. I was seeing Dante and them live, and I actually caught the last bit of the TikTok. It was popcorn and pajamas live. You can go and follow. Y'all can go follow them on the PPP show. They got a channel here on
On
YouTube.
YouTube, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they got
YouTube.
some real good content as well. Um, but yeah, so I tuned into TikTok, and that's where I seen that they were talking about it. And uh, at first they were just talking about what had happened, and I didn't know. I was like, whoa. I was like, wait a minute, what had happened? And then that's when they had told me about about the shooting that happened. I was like, okay, so so what's the result? What happened? And that's when I found out about the one man who was killed. Send condolences and prayers to his family. And the two people that were critically injured, and then the grazing of Trump's ear. Um, that's how I found out. And I was just kind of, I seen you had messaged me. I seen you had messaged me, and you was like, bro, I'm pissed off, and I ain't never heard you.
Pissed off,
I
bro.
ain't, I ain't never heard you use that language before. Not that it's a cuss word or whatever, but as many times
Uh,
as many times as
I
I
was
have
angry, man.
I was
I was
like, yo,
angry,
I was
bro.
like, this dude mad.
Because it seemed like a joke at first. Like nobody contacted me. I was not on social media. I was on YouTube on my on the YouTube app on my PlayStation watching videos. And I just went back to the home screen and I saw somebody, Lou Valentino, he
Hmm.
has a YouTube channel and he was live and the title was Trump just got shot or something. And I'm just like, oh, this is a joke. Yeah, and listen, no shade to you, Lou Valentino, just in case you're watching this or we meet up. But you and I think Benny Johnson sometimes with y'all's titles, it's like to me over sensationalizing it. You know what I mean? And so that's what it was because like there was a video I clicked on with Lou where you were saying something about, and I think it's not just you. It's been a lot of them, Benny Johnson, about this whole VP pick for Trump. And so I feel like I would watch the video with the mindset of thinking I'm about to find out who Trump then picked as VP, and then I would leave thinking that was misleading. You know what I mean? So and I know me and Young Patriot, we never want to have any type of titles that's misleading. We want y'all to be able to dive and dig in exactly what y'all read.
and that's you
So
know and that you know that's how people do. And I guess that ain't me taking up for it. That ain't me saying that it's not right. I do get what you're saying, because I read a headline and tap into it, and it didn't. the headline, I didn't get fed like what the headline said, and you come
Exactly.
and you know what I'm saying, and you come out a bit disappointed. Not well at the end of the day, if we see Trump got shot, I would hope that we don't get fed with what that headline said. Thank God
Yeah, I
it
just
you know
no, I'm just
go
saying I didn't I didn't know what to make of it. I was just like, eh. And then so I just kept scrolling. I saw another one. They were saying the same thing, and I was like, so I clicked on that one, you know, and then that's when I saw it. I was just like, bro, it still feel weird. The whole thing still feel, but as the details have come out, what we're going to share today, it's than what a lot more behind the scenes than what we imagine. Kind of like with George Floyd. I think you mentioned
Mhm.
this earlier on the phone.
Yeah.
We learned a lot more about George Floyd's situation, other than what the news media kind of put out and was trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, because for one, people fail to realize that for a while, with this convicted felon status that they've been trying to, attach to Trump's name, um, they've been pushing for him to not have Secret Service, and so now just imagine
Bro.
had he
Mm,
been at this rally and there not been any Secret Service agents there, this could have ended up a whole lot worse than what we you know expected or whatever the case might be. Um and so like though I think those are the type of things that we just have to think about, but we'll get into all that later, like you said, man. I'm about to open up the video. I'm about to bring up the video so we can watch it, man. You know.
let's go. Let's get it.
And that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Okay, pause. So Trump, so the news, what everybody is seeing right now is, the blood on his ear, the that I don't know if you've seen a still shot, a photo of the actual bullet passing by. I've seen that. Um, but when I initially saw this, it's like he got hit twice. The way he moved his body. Then he went like that. Then he went down. Uh, and I think and I've seen on TikTok, I've seen a bullet. Somebody had like a bullet going through his blazer. But I'm sure he had, you know, he was, a vest on, bulletproof vest underneath. So, thank God for that. But it seems like the guy got out 3 rounds, and he had 3 opportunities to get him. But
Well, he shot 5 times. That's what. Yeah, he shot 5 times.
like
Um,
six, I heard like 6, 7.
well, that's just what I'm just reporting what the news media said.
Right, right. I
But
heard
none.
like 3 slow shots and then 3 fast shots. It was like clap, clap, clap. Then it was like clap, 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 and then
Mhm.
maybe some after that.
Well,
You know,
I think we have to take into account too the people shooting back, and I don't know how many shots it took for the Secret Service to take him down as well.
so
But
yeah, I seen a video on that as well. They have a shot where you can see Trump and then you see the Secret Service
right.
on top. And when he actually takes them out, I think he shot like, I don't know, once or twice, but
I want to.
um,
I want. There's a video with Candace Owens actually talking about the details of it and how it's actually supposed to be and why this wasn't supposed to happen. And
right.
I want to be able to play that because she talked about how her husband almost got shot just from coming down the wrong way, and how days ahead,
Right,
they,
man.
so I wanted to.
And I hope you play it from Kingdom Reacts, man. Play it from Kingdom Reacts because he has. Yes, just hopefully you can play that video next, man, because it covers all of it. But
Talking about.
he has that with Candace Owens in it too.
Gotcha. Okay.
Move his spare. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go. Hawkeye's here. Get ready. You ready?
Thank you, Lord.
Shoulders down. Are we good to move? We're clear. Let's move. Let me get my shoes. I got you, sir. Let me get my shoes. Hold on, your head is bloody. So we gotta move to the box. Watch out.
That definitely won him the election right there.
Yeah, he had already won after the debate, but
Oh yes,
it's
that's
just
ice. That's icing on the
this
cake.
is icing on the cake. But I mean, there's so many conversations surrounding, uh,
But we
that's
still,
just this whole 2 minutes and 22 seconds of this video. Um, one of the things I did notice too, right off the bat, was the female Secret Service member, and
And you
there's a
know,
whole
that's a little
story.
bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see.
There's a whole storyline behind, whether or not there should be even women serving as a Secret Service agents or, security or, at that type of, you know, the other thing is the whole response of the Secret Service. Like a lot of people think this was a setup to try to take him out. And I'm I'm looking forward to you playing this video because uh, they're going to be covering a lot of this. But man, I have strung along so many receipts in my head. I've kept a Rolodex of things since I have been thrown on the right side, on the conservative side, based upon just asking a question. I have kept a receipt of things, nefarious things that I've seen the left or whoever, the establishment, I don't know who it is, but just this framework of trying to and it's very evil. Obviously, we know it comes from their daddy, Satan, but it is very conniving, very evil the way they do, very dirty, very grimy. One of the things is when they did a whole big news thing on bombs, disassembled bombs being sent to Democratic homes or Democratic, you know, and Candace Owens covered that as well. And she was like, I find it very suspicious that, this is all happening. You know, of course, the rigged election, and we've seen them. We're seeing them rig. And I'm not talking about just the 2020. I'm talking about the 2018. Let's just start at 20 first. Let's start 2018. The Democratic primary. That election was rigged. So I'm just stringing along all these things that hopefully in one of our future episodes I'll be able to literally have receipts to show you. But I try to connect the dots, and all of these dots are connecting on one side. There's another, I think, an image of someone showing all the assassinations and the assassination attempts, and none of them was from. All of them were Republican that were being they were the ones that were being assassinated or attempted to be assassinated. Never on this side, on the Democrat side, never, or except for Robert F. Kennedy. But everybody knows that Robert F. Kennedy was against the establishment. So, and that's the thing. He's the only exception to the whole thing. But he, again, what he stood for was more of an Americanism way, not this
He was
this
he,
I.
he, he was more of a conservative Democrat.
Oh, absolutely. He
Right.
was more centered leaning, that kind of thing. Definitely conservative, but maybe had some socialism, or maybe some good parts of socialism. Because I think the whole entirety of socialism isn't good, but there is a social aspect of community and society that still, I wouldn't count it as the negative part of socialism, if you will. You know what I mean?
The thing that when it comes to when it comes to socialism is that it's supposed to be of the people. It's a social thing, and so you
Yes, there you go.
yeah, you can't force a people to give. You know what I'm saying? You the government shouldn't make us give to other people, you know, um, for whatever reason. But that's how socialism now operates. Now, at the end of the day, we know that according to the word of God, that we are supposed to give. We see that perfect example of it. And as a matter of fact, people like to use the book of Acts church, the book of Acts church, when they came together and how they said that no man or woman was without because everybody gave to everybody whatever what was needed. So people try to use that and say, well, there's socialism there. That goes to show you that God favors socialism. But what people fail to realize is people weren't made to give by the government. People were doing this out of the goodness of their heart, which only comes from God. So at the end of the day, there's that when it comes to
Right,
socialism.
right. And I don't know if you want to go ahead and play that video from Kingdom Reacts.
Yeah, and so
But
is it on YouTube?
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Oh, where are you? What is this? YouTube or is that
I'm on.
something else?
It's on TikTok right here.
Oh,
But
got you, got you, got you. I didn't know you can pull up
I mean, but
TikTok like that too.
no,
That's
yeah.
what's up. That's what's up. Cause I have a few.
And I
Yeah,
think too,
okay.
um, and I mentioned this to you, but when we're talking about a lot of this political persecution and what's taking place over these past couple of months or years or whatever, and we see Florida, the judge dismissed the court documents case, so we give applause to that. But we see a lot of political persecution and whatnot. For me, I'm just like, yo, I wouldn't put it past a said group of people when somebody said it's time to put Trump in the bullseye. For all we know, that could be cold talk. You know what I'm saying? Um, because I think it's evil, bro. You know what I'm saying? People might say, well, that's different than trying to assassinate a person, but I'm like, I see that one and the same because if you're trying to put me in jail and take away my life, like wasn't it
Well,
was it different than
bro,
trying to kill me, you know?
they've been, they've been assassinating Trump since he came down that escalator. They assassinated his
Assassinating his
character.
right,
They
right.
assassinate the character of his family. They try to assassinate his presidency, saying it was illegitimate. They try to, assassinate all of his good works with the whole China dust. Bro, it's all planned, and that's why these people are quiet. I pay more attention to the people who are quiet during these times than the ones who are speaking out.
That's
Because
some
why are you
wisdom.
quiet? Why are you quiet? Why aren't we hearing from you?
But you ain't lying though, bro, because for me, I put the status on Facebook saying I'm putting folks on a 24-hour watch list. Y'all got 24 hours, especially y'all people who call yourselves servants of the Lord, to
Yeah,
say something about this. Because if this was Joe Biden, if this was Kamala Harris, if this was Barack Obama, this was any Michelle Obama, everybody and their mama will be talking about this all day and talking about how and pushing the narrative about how this country is so racist, how this country is so white supremacist, how this country is so evil. But this happened to Trump. Everybody just think it's just another day. You know, so I was saying folks got 24 hours. I'm putting y'all on the watch list because if not, I'm calling y'all out. And y'all still haven't said nothing yet. And what was funny, this happened on Saturday, I believe. Saturday. What's the next day?
Tomorrow, Tuesday, man.
No. I'm saying
The
what
next day is Sunday.
the next day, Sunday. What does Sunday? What does Sunday mean? That's when the churches come together.
Everybody at church was supposed to be.
Y'all supposed to be. No, what I'm saying is this: the people supposed to be talking about that.
Well, I don't. It's what I'm saying. I wasn't in church, but that was actually a thought that I had. I was like, I wonder if they'd be talking about this at church.
Nope.
You know, and what the conversation is that's surrounding this. Oh, so they never did. Oh, how do
Some
you? Okay.
some of them did. I'll say that I got a phone call today. I got a phone call today from a fellow Democrat of mine, but I got a phone call today, and he was saying that people were calling his pastor and was saying that, and these were people who go to church, were saying that they were happy that they were more upset because he basically wasn't killed. And the pastor basically had to preach the sermon and say, well, this is how the Bible says to react to this. But I'm like, yo, my thing is this. If I'm a pastor and I'm getting that phone call of you saying the stuff that you saying, bro, that should be a harsh rebuke. It shouldn't be no allowances or well, I understand what you're saying. He is problematic. No, it should be a harsh rebuke. Bro, you would get the same exact thing from me if when somebody tried to kill Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, and somebody called me and was like, yo, man, I wish that bullet would have hit him. I was like, bro, the Lord rebuke you. You are in error, bro. You are in sin. Why are you looking at it like that? You need to go
What
repent
is
now.
going on, bro? Times are crazy. It's like when something happens like this, and you expect people to respond the way that quiet, quiet. My mom called me yesterday and said nothing about this. Bro, I'm just very flabbergasted. This is just you know, it definitely is a
People
special
wanted this
time
to
to be
happen.
alive.
People wanted this to happen, bro. That's
But it
why.
is
That's
such a
why so
weird
many.
time to be alive too.
That's why so many. It's a weird time. It's a weird time to be alive because hearts are being exposed, and you're seeing people for who they really are. You seeing people are really not for God like they claim to be. You see people are more for the culture than they are for the kingdom, and it's showing. I expect the world to be the world. I expect the world to make and say dumb and hateful statements. Like I really do. I don't. That don't really bother me. But when I see people who claim to be of God, who can't stand 10 toes on his word and stand up and say this is wrong, regardless of my beliefs, regardless of my opinions, regardless of if I agree with the man or not, for them not to stand up and say this is wrong. That's why it's a weird time to be alive, bro, because we're literally seeing what good shall be called evil and evil should be called good. We've never been in a time. We've never been in a time where you've seen the church just outright defiant towards the word of God.
Right, right. Just out like, yeah,
That's and that
yeah, man.
that that's why it's weird because the people that we thought were these mighty men and women of God, when when the hearts get exposed, you start to see like, you 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 ain't really about that like you was acting. You know what I'm saying? You ain't really
Yeah.
about that like you was acting.
And that's what
And
I was.
go ahead.
No, no. You said and I want to hear that and. Go ahead,
And
bro.
I think the major thing for us is that it put some exposure on our hearts too, because we were like, if we thought that this person was a mighty person, a man of God, it kind of causes us to question, like, dang, where was my heart at then? Like like you really have to examine that. You like, dang, where was my heart at it then? And what was I looking at? And it makes you really do some internalizing, because now it's like,
Yeah.
what does it really mean to follow God? What does it really look like? And I think everybody, that's why, they talk about the great reset. You hear the World Economic Forum talk about that. What God is doing, a great reset. It's a spiritual reset on the hearts of people. It's a exposing the hearts and showing where people at before this great harvest arrives, and before a lot of this stuff take place, bro.
Hallelujah.
But that's
Hallelujah.
what's going
So
on.
yeah, and I think that's what it is. That's the solace that we can take as believers. You know, almost feeling like being on the city of Goshen. Being in the city of Goshen, watching things take place. God, uh, perform his smiting, if you will, of corruption and of the wicked. But man, it because it feels so scripted, it feels unreal and surreal at
Right,
times. It really does, and but then that's what it makes you look deeper. We're reading scripture.
right,
Script. The word
script,
script is in
right,
scripture. The
right,
word his story is in history. This is his story,
right.
and we're part of it, and we play a role.
And I think that I
Yeah.
think I've said this since 2020, bro. It literally feels like we're in a movie. Um,
Yeah, it
I,
feels so
me,
strange.
I love a good dystopian film. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. I love dystopian. Hunger Games. I watch that every time they put it out for free. I watch. I call it a Hunger Games. My Hunger Games marathon. One, two, three, and four. Then you got the movie Maze Runner. I love watching that movie. That's a
So
movie.
I
Got, bro.
need to check out uh the Hunger Games. I don't think I've ever seen that before, bro.
You don't know what you're missing, bro. It
I'm
really
missing a lot.
it really speaks to a lot of what we see today. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm gonna check that out.
That Maze Runner, Divergent, and
I
there's
haven't seen
there's
that version. I've seen Maze Runner.
yeah, and so there, and but it's other movies out there like that. That's that's a testament, basically, of what we're witnessing today. And for me, it's just kind of like I would sit and watch these films, and in the back of your mind, and I know you probably think of it too, but in the back of your mind, you just kind of like, man, uh, you don't ever expect times to get like that, and for you to literally see this play out in real time of what all this could lead to from what you see in the films. You just like, bro, this is really happening.
Crazy, man.
That are really um puppets of Satan. That's the
Right.
thing. That's the thing that really surprised, people
Mm,
people really accept Satan. And it's the thing, they still have to be manipulated, because if Satan came out and really showed you his true purpose and true plan, many of those people that walk with him and worship him, I believe all would turn away and say, I don't want no part in that. Like, if Satan came to them and told you, like, hey, I'm being cast into the lake of fire, and it's gonna be torment and torture forever, and that's where you're gonna go if you follow me. They gonna be like, I'm straight on that.
Hey,
Let me
hey,
follow Jesus.
you know that scene in Independence Day where and that's crazy. That I mean, because that's why it says Satan disguises himself,
Exactly.
right?
Right. Right.
Do you know that scene? Because you're making me think about when you said that. You made me think about that scene in Independence Day where that alien had his tentacles around that
Mm.
professor's vocal cords, and he was speaking for he was using his vocal cords to speak, and literally humankind could look at something as uh I would say what Arnold Schwarzenegger say, you ugly, this ugly thing, you know what I mean? and we still trying to make peace with it and say, hey, maybe we could coexist. That's what
Right.
the president was saying. And he's like, what do you want? What if you don't want, this, what do you want? The thing was like, I just want you to die. That's
Yeah.
it.
That's it.
Whatever, however it take, okay, I want you to die. And that's Satan. That literally his whole agenda is to kill, steal, and destroy.
That's it.
And it is BAM, BAMN. Have you heard of that?
Mm-mm.
BAM, not BAM, BAMN. It's by
Mm.
all means necessary.
Right.
That's Satan's. He's
That's his MO.
eternally damnation.
Yeah.
Right.
That's his MO, man.
Yeah.
But which one of these? So talking about this 16-minute video.
Go to videos and just pull up the go to videos, pull up, and then it's the latest one. It should be the latest one.
Well, no, I seen it. Well, no, it's a 16-minute video.
Well, I mean, you can always clip it, but it's
You're right.
It's segmented,
Talking about, but I'm
and it's
talking
all good, huh?
talking about to the part of Candace Owens.
Yeah, you can skip to that, but there's a part before it I think that I want you to see before we go. Oh yeah, this is good. No, this is good.
My friends
This is
laughed
good.
when I said I was going to start selling things on Amazon, but a few years later, look where I am living, and this is all.
Tell you what, it be your own people, man. And these days, you don't know who to trust, honestly. It could be your family, it could be a friend of 20 years. You don't know who to trust. But I will say this.
I'll make it bigger. Where about where you want me to start it at?
Yeah, just play it. Just play it. Go ahead and play it. It's gonna go right into it. Just listen. This is good. All of it is good. Trust me. And we can splice this down.
Okay.
What happened to Donald Trump is seeming more and more like it could have been something going on the inside. But that's just from the outside looking in. Let's observe a few things.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm here to tell you why the shooting of President Donald Trump yesterday, without a doubt in my mind, was planned and coordinated attack on the president inside our government, our local agency, or police force. Here's why. My name is Matthew Murphy, and I am a retired Green Beret, retired from the Special Forces Group, but I'm also a level 1 sniper, which means that I have graduated the highest level of training for snipers that you can do in special operations. We're trained, I'm going to avoid confidential or classified terminology. We're trained in assassinations and counter assassinations for the very reason, case in point, yesterday, the shooting of President Donald Trump. So, first of all, anywhere the president's going to go, there are teams from the Secret Service that go out days, if not weeks, if not months, before the president will ever be at that spot. And they do a site security assessment. And they do that with the local police forces and agencies to ensure that every potential security threat or vulnerability is secured and, of course, protected against. Now, this is done way before Donald Trump will ever get there, and they know every place that the president will be, and the sniper team especially is responsible for ensuring that no one can take a shot at the president. Now, that does not mean the sniper team just sets up with their guns and scans the crowd and shoots. No, they do. The most important thing they do, pre-Donald Trump showing up, is within a 360-degree environment of that podium of the president, they ensure.
And I want to say something real quick. I don't think people realize though that the reason that these people can do this is because they're trained shooters as well. So they know perfect shots to take. Like they are literally trained assassins. You know what I'm saying? They're literally trained assassins, and so they would know where to be or where somebody would be because they trained to do this. You know what I'm saying? So I think people really got to think about that.
Absolutely.
That there is not a place that is open that will be accessible by someone with a rifle to take a shot at the president. So they make sure those places are barricaded off, inaccessible, and heavily guarded. So there's no way you were going to get to the place where you could even shoot the president with a rifle before the president shows up. Then they
And then another thing. I'm sorry, DaMano, but um, for it to
This
be
is
so
perfect.
for it to be so easy, for it to be so easy. Now, if this was a harder, if this was a harder shot, if this was a harder shot, then maybe yeah. But for this to be so easy, 100 and was it 130 yards away? I mean, si-
That's yeah.
that
There's
sounds
no risk.
efficient to me.
Not only that, but you'll see. We'll get to it. It's about to come up. You'll see.
scan the crowd and those places of the rifle, just in case by some miracle you do. Now, you're not going to tell me, I don't care who you are, don't listen to the media. Nonsense, anyways. I think most of us know that by now. That some 20-year-old kid that looks like he played Dungeons and Dragons in his mom's basement is trained on a gun, especially a sniper rifle like that, is a registered Republican, and then can access anywhere near the vicinity of that crowd, of that event, with him not dressed in a uniform and that sniper rifle. He was wearing.
You know what? That's actually a great point. It makes you sit back and wonder, like, yo, if he was able to get away with this like this in the way that he did, imagine, what could happen in the future if it's just so easy like that, for a guy like that to be able to do that.
But see, it's
Yeah,
can you
and it's
pause it? And so for me, my mind doesn't go there because it should never be that easy. It was made to be that easy on purpose. That's where my mind goes. So it'll make me think, oh, is it that easy to just assassinate somebody? Well, what about that's going to make people think, oh, it's that easy, right? Well, then I can just go and show up at some rally and then they'll get the rude awakening because it's not supposed to be easy. That what this guy is explaining on the left is saying this is the standard. This is what people do when celebrities, famous people, people who are in hierarchy positions have protection. They have a whole system to this to make sure that there's no possibility for a person to be able to get on a rooftop, just like what happened. So this is why I really don't understand why Kingdom think his mind will go there. My mind goes to why did this happen? There's no reason why, especially in 2024, with human history have been on this planet for so long, where we learn from our mistakes, and there's so many movies on assassinations and all this kind of stuff. For that to have happened on Saturday, that was a disgrace.
Right.
That's all I have to say.
I'll even add, I don't think people fail to realize the last assassination attempt, and like you said, it's been on all Republicans except for John F. Kennedy, which we can say he was a conservative Democrat. But the last one to actually happen was on Ronald Reagan. That was in, I believe, 1981, which was 43 years ago, I believe. 43 years ago.
I wonder if we can, and I'm almost 43, so that was literally like I was born the next year after he almost got assassinated. But I wonder if there is footage of that. I would love to see that. I don't think I've ever seen that before. But yeah.
We
Anyway,
can check. We can go search that up afterwards.
and it shouldn't have been that easy, especially since you had people in the crowd literally going, "Hey, he's coming up there. He's going up there."
Wearing American flag T-shirt and pants, and he had a rifle. You're going to tell me that kid went through all this levels of security, somehow got into the closest building to the president, then accessed the rooftop of the closest building to the president, then had the time to unpack his rifle, lay down.
So what he's insinuating is that um he doesn't believe that it was the 20-year-old kid that they're saying that he was.
well, from what I'm getting is he's saying that it was impossible that nobody saw this kid just, get up there with this rifle, that something else is going on behind this, that he would
Right.
let up there.
Well, what I'm getting at, so the first question that he asked though, he said, so you're gonna make me believe that this 20-year-old kid who plays this
Oh, I
20
see what you're saying. I see what you're
right,
saying. Yeah.
right. And so
Hmm.
and that was with the way that he breaking it
Yeah.
down, that's very thoughtful too. That's very, that's very thought provoking too.
Down in the prone, and then take 5 to 8 well-aimed shots at the president before he was decisively engaged by the Secret Service's counter sniper teams or a local police department. I don't know who they were. Most likely police. You're going to tell me all that happened and a 20-year-old kid did that without it being heavily planned, coordinated, and people on the inside making it happen? There's absolutely no way possible that kid was able to get up there and take those shots at the president without a lot of internal help. So someone in the local or some people inside that local police department, agencies, the Secret Service is compromised and is a threat to our president. So we need to stop worrying about that damn.
And at the end of the day, and so let's say it could have been the 20-year-old shooter, but as he said, and we do believe that, but it was more to it. It was more to it, and more people who actually, just like in the same way that the Secret Service would go and scope out the area days ahead or weeks ahead or months ahead of time. This plan had to be planned out days, weeks, or months ahead of time,
and they failed. But anyway, and he's about to say that he's literally about to get into it. He's like, we need to stop worrying about this kid and worry about who put this all together and what's going on behind it.
But that's the thing. We've known that these people are behind this in the government. We've known that the government has been infiltrated by what I say communists, of course, Satanists, but for people who don't, political terms, communists, people who want to ruin and take down America, communists or Marxists, whatever you want to call it, and make this a one world government. That's the thing. They want to ruin America, and because they know once they ruin America, that's pretty much it for the rest of the world. That's pretty much it for the rest of the world.
They gotta take down us before they can control the rest of the world.
And you accomplish your goal in communism. Because I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna shut up. But America always had a goal. Wherever communism was trying to rise up at, America would go and try and stop it.
Exactly. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They would always go and try and stop it. And so if we've
been like the police of the world, and if they take us out, that's why they wanted to fund the police. They wanted to fund America. Oh, anyway, go ahead.
Nah, bro, that's facts. That's good. That's good.
Damn shooter and start worrying about who allowed this shit to happen. And President Trump, if you need an American to protect you who's actually good at sniping and stopping this crap, give me a call. I'll do it for free. Everybody, have a good day. God bless.
God bless America. That's pretty much the sentiment right now. Donald Trump actually had shots taken at him, man, and he literally was a nod away from possibly no longer being here with us. Salute to him, though. But this man right here just brought up so many great points. I mean, how was he able to clear past all of that with a sniper rifle? Honestly, able to get to the top of the building and he's that close?
What'd you say?
I was just saying major failure. And it's not even a major failure. It was a major setup. But they even failed with their own plan. Not even to the point of, missing Trump, but just how sloppy it looked. The whole thing looked super sloppy. And you'll see. But there's a lot of stuff that's coming out. You can actually see Secret Service behind him. There's a Secret Service member. Somebody's recording. There's cameras everywhere. I don't understand why they didn't think that they was not going to be seen. But there are people behind that is standing behind Trump, and then there are people behind those people that are recording behind. You can see the Secret Service agents coming in right before the shots get thrown out, going like this. What is he doing all that for? It was right, like I'm literally like seconds before the shots get run off. So they all saw him. They all knew what was about to happen, and they were just gonna let it happen. And if Trump died, then he died. And that's the part that really upsets me. I'm not gonna use the P word.
Yeah, that does raise a lot of eyebrows and suspicion, because that means somebody allowed them to get through. They cleared him to get through. Wow. Oh man, tell you what, if I was Donald Trump and I was watching this video, I'd be like, yeah, you know what, he's hired. And I don't know, they saying he was in.
Only God can do it, bro. That's the thing. Only God can do it. That's the thing about all this, bro, because that should have taken him out. You know what I'm saying? A planned, allegedly, I use the term allegedly, but planned, yeah, written out, mapped out, all of these things, but the grace of God in that, bro. It's literally the grace of God in that.
And I can't help but to hear, going back to the prophetic, hearing the prophet Kim Clement utter that the Lord said that Trump will be my David, and just the implications of what David went through. He was trying to be murdered because he was about to be replaced.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so Saul was trying to murder him because he had lost his anointing, and Samuel had already anointed another king. And so
I really do believe that put him in the bullseye was cold talk, man. I just gotta be honest, and I know people try to make it seem like a conspiracy theory or whatnot, but there are codes and there are initiatives and things that we don't know about when it comes to the government.
Oh, of course.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Shoot, it's codes and stuff that we got here. Yeah, we got here at the house that other people don't know about, and I'm pretty sure that's the same way for every household. Good, healthy codes, of course, but you know what I'm saying. But there, it because Edward Snowden, and I'm not sure if you remember him, but he was the guy who exposed that, and he's literally I believe in Russia right now, because if he comes back here, he's gonna be captured for espionage. But he was the guy who exposed the government for basically tapping into our phones, because a lot of that stuff after 9/11 that take place, and so the government really just started just tapping into everything, and he exposed them behind that. So if operations like that were going on and we knew nothing about it, come on, man, y'all really mean to sit up here and tell me that there aren't other things that we don't know about, that they do openly in our face? Like I said, it's no coincidence, and I leave it alone after this, but it's no coincidence he say it's time to put Trump in the bullseye. Then 5 days later at a speaking event, this happens. And not only did he say that, but after the shooting took place, he took that down off of Twitter. He took that down. I mean, so hey.
And he was so quick to respond to the whole thing too, but I don't know. Whatever. We'll see. We'll see.
He was inside the venue. They said he was outside the venue. So many different things circulating across the internet. But the one video that I want to bring to your attention today is the split screen video of the moments leading up to the attack. Secret Service had 2 full minutes before it all transpired. And then Wokeness also said, if not for you, never see this video. So let's go ahead and check it out real quick.
He was doing this job. I wouldn't even be doing this. I get some beautiful places, gorgeous ocean.
Look, they're all pointing.
The Atlantic, maybe the Pacific.
Yeah, someone's on top of the roof. Look. There he is right there. Right there, see him? He's laying down. See him?
Yeah, he's laying down.
And so I'm here with you fighting like hell to get a Senate.
What's happening?
And to make sure we take back the White House, because if we do, we're going to make America better than ever before. We're going to make it.
Yeah, look.
There he is.
Easy, because we have millions and millions of people in our country that shouldn't be here.
Listen.
Dangerous people. Criminals. We have criminals. We have drug dealers. We have people that should not be here. And it's much tougher than it happened. Ever. In recorded history, we had the best border. In fact, if they could ever put up a chart, I don't know if they can do it. Do you guys have access to that chart that I love so much? You don't mind if I go off teleprompter, do you?
Funny that he said you gotta have access to that shot. Funny that he said it because the guy had access. Guy had access to the shot. Not and I ain't saying Trump is a part of it. But I'm just saying.
And people all mention it behind. He has the people that hold up those signs saying you're fired too. Anyway.
Very close attention to the clock, y'all.
Yeah. Because these teleprompters are so damn boring. I try and explain that. Oh, there's it. Wow. You guys are doing it. They're getting better with time. My guys, take a look at that chart. Take a look at the arrow on the bottom. See the big red arrow, right? So that's when I left office. That was the lowest point, and that comes right from the government services, comes right out of Border Patrol. Take a look at that. So that arrow is the lowest amount of illegal immigration ever in recorded history into our country.
Minute and 40 seconds.
And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something,
And I'm gonna say something, bro. 2 minutes may not seem like a long time, but that really did, because I'm like, yo, when is shooting gonna happen? That was a long time, bro. And people seen that, like, yo, there's somebody on the roof. They're
literally at this point, they're, you know, at 1 minute they're trying to say, hey, there's somebody over there. Once it gets almost to 2 minutes, like after 1 minute, they're yelling, somebody on the roof.
Aren't there supposed to be police officers even out where the people were who seen it?
Yeah, a major failure, bro. A major failure. And what makes exactly, bro. But you know, what makes me even that much more upset is the fact that Trump was about to say something so good. He said, if you really want to know, take a look at what, and then he interrupted him with, I wanted to hear what Trump had to say. Anyway, my bad. Anyway, just trying to lighten up for you.
There was a speaker that once said, I think this was after either MLK or Malcolm X was shot. But and the reason he made this statement was because people were sending him death threats to not go and give this speech. So the man went up there. He went on stage, got behind the podium. Before he gave his speech, he said, if anybody is gonna kill me, go ahead and do it now, because I hate to be interrupted. I said, bro, that's gangster. I said, that's gangster.
That's probably why Trump was like, you don't interrupt me, dude. He was pissed. He was pissed. I absolutely love the way Trump responded. Like literally,
Yeah,
anybody else would have been like, "Get me out of here." Trump was like, "Wait, wait. First of all, let me get my shoes. Okay, let me get my
yeah,
shoes."
yeah. He probably asked, is he down? Is he down? Is he down?
Well, he
And then
heard them. You can. Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Oh, yeah, I see. Is he down?
yeah, no, I was gonna say, well, shoot, once he find that out, that's probably when he was just like, you know what I'm saying, fight,
Right.
fight,
Because
fight,
if
fight.
he's down, then I'll get up.
Right,
I'm sorry. I'm trying to do my best to Trump. I suck at impressions, bro.
right. Is he down?
Is he
Oh
down?
man.
That's
All right, so I'm
insane,
so
bro.
pause this right now. So okay,
Just
so
let it
walk us.
play as it's playing. Oh,
Well, no, I was gonna say walk us through this. What are we
oh.
what are we looking at? So what are we looking at?
So right now it's mayhem. But there's obviously four camera angles.
Right,
Um, and at this point, and 16 seconds in after the shot, Secret Service is hovering Trump, and I'm sure the sound is out, but I'm sure they've already taken the guy out. It was quick when they took him out,
right.
and they're trying to get word back. They're trying to get word back to Trump. Um,
We got breaking news. We got breaking news coming in. Seems to be shots fired at the Trump rally.
Now they're pointing at this guy is pointing at the top of those stands behind Trump that one of the shots that were fired actually hit somebody back there, and they're trying to point us like we need an ambulance. There's literally brain matter, blood everywhere, splattered all over the seats of the stands. They're
We
trying to
are
find out
live
what's
right
going
now
on.
at the Trump rally. We don't know if President Trump has been shot. We know he hit the ground. We do not know if President Trump has been shot. He's up. He's up. Shots are still continuing to be fired. He's giving a thumbs up, everybody. He's giving a thumbs up. Breaking news right now. This is Vanessa Broussard reporting to you live from Butler, Pennsylvania. We hear shots fired at the rally not 10 to 15 minutes after President Trump arrived. He hit the ground. Unheard of yet if he has been hit.
2 minutes. People seeing this, bro. 2 minutes.
Yeah, unacceptable. But we know that uh, it wasn't just them doing a sloppy job. It was they were you know I don't know if you've seen Survivor, the show Survivor. Uh, but if a team wants to throw a challenge, then they'll do a sloppy job just to make sure that so they can get somebody out on their team, and they don't let them know. They don't
Mhm.
let them know that they're doing a sloppy job on purpose, just to make sure that that person gets voted out.
I
And
like I like you said sloppy job. We're talking about the most important job in America.
the
The
most, yeah, the job that has to have the most expertise, that has to have the most skill, the most the people who are hired have to have the best aptitude, the best focus training, all those things that come into place. And yet it looked like they just hired people off the street to do that.
And not only that, a 20-year-old child, basically a 20-year-old child, did all that by himself as the first video show. They expect us to believe that a 20-year-old child did that by himself. That's just like the equivalent. That's just like the equivalent of telling me that uh, a baby built a car. You know that there had to be, first and foremost, that's impossible. But what I'm saying is that in regards to the 20-year-old man, you know that there had to be a helping hand in all of that. I really want to go to Candace Owens and what she said, because that was the experience. The
That's next.
That's next.
That's as he's literally right to go right into. I'm telling you, yeah. But I was gonna say, I'm trying to, before you said that, you had said something about what did you say before you mentioned Candace Owens?
I was
What were we
talking
talking
about
about?
the child and baby building a vehicle,
Yeah, but
how,
then you,
and I was
yeah,
saying um how these are the best, people, the best agents in the world. This is the most important job in the world. Um
yeah, that was before.
20
But
20-year-old man. Um
yeah, that he would have needed a lot of help and aid to do what he did. But then the other thing that makes me think is like, what are, are these people like are they putting it? I don't understand like how anybody could sign up for something like that. You know, like it almost seems very feral that someone would just scale knowing that they're going to be shot. Knowing it's like they're just, oh, am I the person that just, am I the sacrifice? Am I the martyr for this job? You know what I mean?
that's
I
why
couldn't sign up for something like that.
that's why you got to watch Manchurian Candidate.
Okay.
That's why you got to watch Manchurian Candidate, because Manchurian Candidate, if you watch Manchurian Candidate, this will make all the sense in the world. Another thing that I watch, I don't know if you ever seen what's that movie? It was a movie and then they turned it into a season uh TV show. Shooter. It's called Shooter.
It's called
Uh
Shooter. Okay.
yeah, it was but in the TV show, um, 'cause, they generalize more in the TV show than they would in an hour and 30-minute movie or whatever. But in the TV show, they ended up same person, same storyline and all of that. Of course, they got to add more, but all I'm getting at is that by the second or third season, they start showing these secret societies and secret
Mm.
organizations, to where there were individuals who were basically willing to sacrifice for the greater good of these uh organizations or these secret societies that they had basically been brainwashed into. And so something and think about it. We see it all the time, but when people say jihad, jihad, and they, going there with a bomb on them, walk into a building and boom, just, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the, like you said, a lot of these people know. A lot of these people know. And I think it's either the Manchurian Candidate type, where you get a phone call and they say these certain words to where you'll fall into a hypnosis, because we do know hypnosis is real. Um, or it's this person was a part of this organization, and they were just brainwashed to be the sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Because he knew what was up. Ain't no ain't, ain't
100.
ain't no doubt in it. Ain't no doubt in my mind or in his mind, as he was going to do what he was doing. Like, I'm gonna die today. Today is the day.
Yeah, it's crazy. It also makes me think about Uvalde, how those police stood down, and they just allowed that to go on for 30 minutes. So yeah, I'm actually running out of time, bro. So yeah, let's try to watch this Candace Owens things.
So this is Candace Owens talking about her experience. I think she was at a Trump rally, right, or at a speaking engagement or whatnot. But how the Secret Service was quick to respond to even what looked like might have been something suspicious. Let's check it out.
A take on it.
You have got to be kidding. Let me say something right now. Take this to the bank, okay? That person was allowed to scale that roof, okay? I am not some individual who's trying to assess the situation and never been around the president of the United States. While Trump was in office, okay, was around him a lot. And let me tell you something. The Secret Service, there is no person that can get around the perimeter of the Secret Service where Donald Trump is without them being aware of it. I am not kidding when I say that my husband once almost got shot by the Secret Service because he came down a staircase. I was speaking at the NRA, and he snaked in and came down. They didn't know who he was. And they were like, freeze. Like, we will shoot you right now. So you're telling me that guy walked up and was trying to get the attention. The Secret Service saw him and he's pointing and he's saying, this guy's got a gun. Right. And pretending they don't know what's going on.
Right.
I mean, am I crazy? Do you guys actually believe this was a failure in intelligence?
No.
All these Secret Service agents crawling around, and you don't think just what that guy said, that is common sense, okay?
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to now tell us that common sense is a conspiracy. That's the new thing that they're trying to tell the public.
This has been common sense has been a conspiracy for years. Huh.
Sense is a conspiracy. You're telling me this guy was able to walk up with a rifle in his hand,
get on a roof,
and scale a roof, and you don't think the Secret Service
set it up?
They get there days before. They say how a security apparatus is supposed to run. Days before, they get in and they look at every possible angle in which somebody could hurt the president. Okay, and I'm not even talking about once you get to the Secret Service. I'm talking about if you just have security in general. Before you speak, they will go, hey, this is the stage. Okay, let me tell you, that right there is a problem. They'll mark that as a spot. That right there is a problem. That we need to know who this person is. They'll knock on doors, okay? They got to figure out every possible angle that any individual could potentially get on a roof, because you know what? This has happened in the past.
Mm-hmm.
People have been shot from roofs. People have been shot from windows. There was a 0% chance that some random person with a rifle was able to scale a roof, unless there was just an unbelievable failure in intelligence. And you want to know why it's unbelievable? Because I don't effing believe it. I don't believe it. I want the names of the Secret Service agents that allowed this remarkable security failure to go down. Because I don't believe this. I'm done with this. I don't believe this, not for 1 second. Having been around the president, having literally almost watched my husband get shot because he came down the wrong set of stairs at the NRA, screaming at him. And I jump in front of someone like, don't shoot him. That's my husband. And you're telling me they knew he was going to speak and they weren't worried about the roofs?
Wasn't worried at all.
To shoot the president. This guy says 50 yards away. He watched this.
And if that don't piss you off, man,
like, that's why that we got the word PISS. That's why it makes you boil over to the point that, okay, who can be trusted? No one can be trusted. What type of arena did Trump walk into? What type of establishment is set up as the swamp? And what type of and what kind of links will they go to take out anyone who wants to disrupt what they seemingly have been going on for, what's after decades? It's definitely been some time now.
Yeah.
You know,
when you actually go back though, 'cause I remember this conversation was being had on TikTok, and a lot of instances were brought up where people were being shot, or with things that happened. And I remember people saying, that was done by a Democrat. That was done by a Democrat. Another incident that was done by a Democrat. Another incident that was done by a Democrat. I remember somebody saying it seemed like the Democrats be doing a lot of crooked stuff when they can't get their way. It seemed like that, bro. You know, and
And
um
they'll even go as to be as crooked as to go disguise themselves as Republicans.
because
Because look,
and
this
people
is the
been
story
saying
that
that, but this dude donated to the he donated to the Democrats in 2001. You know, but he gave a big donation. I ain't gonna say I'm not gonna put words in my, but he gave a donation to the Democrats in 2001. You know, but I thank God for people like Candace Owens, bro, who can come and give us the actual truth. Again, that's the job of a news reporter, to give you the truth and you do with it what you may. And us and we as people, um, we are the ones who basically make the decisions in terms of who we want to represent us and who we don't. But because people have been giving us half lies and half truths, and because people don't do their research to actually uh, be informed, um, they run with the narrative, and they protect the wolves when we're supposed to be pushing the wolves out. You know, but I ain't gonna run this any longer. You got any closing remarks before we head out, bro?
yeah, I just wanted to piggyback on what you were just saying there. It's all about their investment. People, they get an investment and then their whole, morality changes because now their whole moral compass is based off of their investment rather than, loving your neighbor or being fair or being equal. Because now you have an investment and once you lose it, what do you have? And so I think that's what it is. It puts people, and this is where these celebrities and this, you know, all these celebrities, they're in this situation now where they have invested in fame and now they don't want to lose their investment, or people, and the people who have lost their investment are the ones who stepped away. You know, they're not famous anymore. They've lost
Right.
all of that. They probably lost their royalties, all this stuff. But it's because they know, what it takes uh, to be in that game, and it's a very dirty, wicked game, and it's owned by Satan.
For sure. For
Right.
sure, man. But man, let us know what y'all think down in the comments, man. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace, love. We out.